Welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Danny Green, Big Game, James Worthy, Trudell, and Allie down at Crypto. Lakers with a hard-fought win over the healthy, young, athletic Pelicans. They head to Denver on a 3-game winning streak. Couple of keys here, guys. Lakers had 20 turnovers through 3 quarters. They did not turn the ball over in the fourth until the end when they just gave the ball back to the Pels and let that shot clock wind down. They were down 7. Big game with 7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter after 7-0 New Orleans run. The Lakers responded, turned up the defense, hit some big-time shots, won on a 24-7 run to close.
Had to earn it because New Orleans came in here young. They were ready to play, and you know they were close most of the game and took the lead. But the Lakers, you know, they managed to defend well. Austin Reeves finally got a shot in. I think that helped. You know, helped them get some confidence in the end, and the 29 assists. Again, you know, the ball was moving pretty good, so it wasn't an easy win, but they took care of business when they were supposed to. I think the blocks and steals they had down the stretch there, especially against Zion, they got their hands in there. They were active. Really helped them secure, you know, some good defense there in the fourth quarter in the clutch. So I give them credit. Marcus Smart. Good collective effort, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the energy shifted and changed when Jackson Hayes was in the game and he was guarding Zion. And, like, he had 2 key possessions where he stole the ball, stayed in front of him, took a charge or elbow to the face. That kind of turned the momentum because at one point it was not looking great for, you know, the Lakers. You know, the momentum was all in the Pelicans' hands most of that, you know, second half. And Zion was playing good, but they had some really good stops. They got some strips on Zion, got out and running, made some big shots. They showed some good defensive effort and did what they're supposed to do in crunch time minutes. And then, of course, Luka does what Luka does, made some big-time shots. But this was a good character win. One you didn't want it to come down to. You would like to have probably gotten some rest for some of those guys, but you know, Austin finally got it going. Hopefully gets a rhythm, carried over to next game. And, you know, other guys kind of got some confidence defensively to make some big-time stops.
Fellas, remind me again, I made a late change for Take My Shot. Who did I take?
You went from DeAndre Ayton to
Marcus Smart.
You did.
4 steals, 10 points, 7 in the fourth quarter, a couple threes.
Insight.
Marcus Smart speaking with Mike Trudell.
All right, Marcus Smart, you guys closed this game on a 24-7 run. What got into you on both ends of the court down the stretch?
Just trying to make plays. You know, my team needed me to make plays on both ends. They trusted me to make those plays, and I came through.
All right, so you had 7 stocks, 4 steals, 3 blocks. A lot of them came over helping in the middle of the lane. As you know, that train, Zion, trying to get to the rim. What are you looking for in that action? Just kind of trying to time the basketball and not get the foul?
Just see where he's putting the ball at. We all know how strong and athletic he is. And, you know, it's a freight train. So, you know, you got to pick your poison. You got to pick the time and spots. But, you know, we did a good job of not fouling and just making sure when he put the ball out in front of us, doing a good job of taking it.
You were able to transition several of those plays into offense on the other end. A couple of times you had a give-and-go exchange with LeBron. Another one that you paid off with a bucket yourself. How important is that to capitalize on the turnovers you create?
It's huge. You know, those are momentum swingers. And, you know, that's demoralizing to other teams, especially when, you know, you're on a run like that. You get a stop, you come down and score, and then you get back and ready to do it again. So it's big for us. It's key for us. It gets us going, and it gives us that energy we need.
All right, you also hit one of the bigger shots of the game, the corner 3. What did you see on that action?
You know, we just letting Luka do his thing. Been doing great all night, facilitating for us. And, you know, he read the help, got 2, made the pass, and I did the rest.
Last one for you. Tough back-to-back coming up. You head to Denver and then come back here to take on Indiana. What's the mindset going into those?
Same as it's been for us, you know, these last couple games. Continue to get better and continue to work on the things we need to work on and go out there and try to get us a win.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, guys.
Marcus Smart, the 7 stocks, big game in the second half coming through. You look at the balance against the Pelicans. Luka, LeBron combining for 48. Austin Reeves only had 2 at halftime. He ended up with 15. He also had 2 steals and 2 blocks. DeAndre Ayton, a solid all-around game with 13 and 8. And Marcus Smart, a plus 13, 10 points, 4 steals, 3 blocks. Good all-around game. The bench scored 24 points. They had 28 fast break points. They won the rebounding battle by 7. But, James, we talked about this formula that has been working for the Lakers with everyone involved. It's not just going to be Luka, LeBron, and AR every night. Everyone's going to have to chip in. You see right there, all 5 starters in double figures.
Yeah, double figures. Points are important, but I think what Marcus Smart did is just as important, or maybe more important, because he sets the tone for a game when they need it. Steals, get a bucket, deflections, blocks, all those things really ignite a team. And so, you know, I'm going to give him the MVP Paul tonight. But you see, when the ball is moving, Geeter, 29 assists, everyone's getting to touch it. Ayton, I thought, down the stretch, hit some big buckets in the paint when they needed it. And so being unpredictable when you can go to multiple players, it always makes it tough for the defense to guard.
And, James, I'm looking at the bench. Plus 16 Kennard, plus 16 Hayes, plus 10 Jake LaRavia.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about Jackson Hayes, what he brought to the table, the energy. And Luka Kennard finally broke the seal with hitting that 1-3 ball. You know, things got chippy in this game. And all around, not just with the referees, they kept their cool down the stretch. They regained their poise, and I feel like New Orleans was the one that was kind of out of whack and not really controlling their emotions. I'm not saying they were getting technicals, but just trying to force the issue too much on the offense of the floor. And you said Lakers made good defensive stops, so you got to give them credit.
Ref was loving blowing that whistle for technicals.
Yeah,
he was getting paid per tech.
It was quick
tonight. Just kidding. Listen, Luka and LeBron. Let's talk the stars, as the Lakers have won 3 straight. They combined for 48 points. 17 rebounds and 14 assists, James. LeBron was fantastic. He was 8 of 12, 7 for 7 from 2. Luka, 10 of 22, the huge dagger 3 at the end. Also did a really nice job rebounding the basketball and the 7 assists. The Lakers just didn't shoot the ball great tonight, 47% from the field, but only 29% from 3, but found a way to get it done.
Yeah, and I think the way they got it done is they didn't try to force the issue too much on Luka to shoot every time, or LeBron. They got their shots within the concept of the game. That allowed everyone else to flourish too. But they led tonight by example, got it on the break, get some shots, and so that's what you want from your 2 leaders. Did a good job. Yeah,
I mean, Austin didn't have it going early. Took him some time to get into it, so you got to find it elsewhere. And those guys kind of set the tone, led the charge. And even Smart, like he was just making the right play, the right passes. He found Bron multiple occasions on little lob passes or backdoor. Also getting the steals, being in the right place at the right time. Since this transition right here, that's a little momentum swing right there, and that comes with, like, you know, Marcus Smart making those plays of saving the ball out of bounds and getting the break started.
Danny, it wasn't that long ago we talked about this team had not been with their full rotation outside of only 3 games, and the big 3 had only played together a handful of times. Now we're seeing them get a little more time under their belt. You're seeing JJ figure out how to stagger and who to play alone and who to play the combo, and then they just look more comfortable as well together.
Yeah, in phases. I still need to see more of it. I feel like, you know, Austin is taking some time, and it may take a little bit more time, but you have a good stretch of games right now at the end of the season and some good tests coming up where you can kind of figure that out. And who should we play in the second group? You know, Bron has done some of that in that Sacramento game where he's gotten guys looks. Might need Austin in that second group more to get some more ball handling in. I feel like he's off the ball a lot more than he's used to being, and you know, finding his rhythm and getting himself his own looks and getting his usage rate up. So, yeah, I mean, with game by game, that's what they say. You know, the more you drive the car, the more minutes on the road, the more comfortable you are behind the wheel. So, the more they get a chance to play with each other and share the floor, the more comfortable they'll be. And I said, come playoff time, you're going to need that. So, they're looking okay so far right now.
I agree with you 1,000%. They have to find a way to get Austin's numbers and his stats back the way they were before he got injured. Right now, it's a lot of, you know, guys handling the ball. I like your idea. You know, Rui's coming off the bench, I think, right now still. Is he not?
Yes, he is.
And so I don't, you know, Austin coming off the bench where he has complete control of the basketball in his hand like Luka does, I think he could be very effective, more productive. Not to say he's not when he's out there with those guys, but I think to get back to the effectiveness that he had, I wouldn't mind seeing him handle the ball 80-85% of the time when he's on the floor.
And he necessarily doesn't have to come off the bench. He could come out early, come back with that second unit, or just play more with that second unit, however you know, JJ sees fit. But it'll help him regain his rhythm
One thing about Austin, even when he's having one of those nights, he started 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 7 from the field, 2 points at half. He ends up with 15, hits his last 2 threes, and he finds a way. Got to the line, as James was asking him to do in the pregame show. So good job for Austin staying in it. Time to hear from Coach J.J. Redick, brought to you by your Toyota dealers.
JJ, I think Marcus ends up with 7 stocks, and it seemed like a lot of them were on that similar action, just Zion going downhill and him timing it up. How was that indicative, sort of the way you guys defended as a team, and how much did Smart lead that?
Yeah, you know, big emphasis for us pregame and on the film was just our physicality. You know, you have to match Zion's physicality, you have to match Sadiq Bey's physicality. Like they have big players, and I thought Smart was incredible tonight. You know, him and Jackson in the second half, when we got him back in the game defensively as well, really just they helped us win the game. They changed the game, and frankly, that's not a win we've had since probably November, you know, where we're down. You know, a lot of those early wins when we started 15-4, we had a number of double-digit deficits in the second half and just stuck with it and kept playing. And it was a good win for our group to be able to do that again.
JJ, kind of on that point, you said you haven't had a win like this since November. Does it feel like in some ways the group is starting to find the cohesion that you've been searching for, honestly, since then?
We're a work in progress, and I would just say that. But I'm confident that we'll eventually get to a good space.
JJ, along those lines a little bit, like, you know, you mentioned Marcus and Jackson.
Did you start
along those lines
with a question with the same starter along those lines, back to back?
I'm distracted by Mike's suit.
It's the cobalt.
Okay, let me regroup. You guys, there were a number of players that felt like maybe, you know, like I think of like Austin had a pretty bad offensive game, but he had a couple steals and blocks late. DeAndre, some really big baskets early in the third quarter. Just in terms of like number of people who you could kind of feel like this person touched this win in a way, how completist was this?
Right. It wasn't the prettiest game. Some of that was the turnovers. Some of that was, I think we had a couple stretches there where we were able to generate some corner threes, really good catch and shoot threes that didn't go down. And so the offense didn't flow as well. On top of that, they ran, 5 or 6 different coverages against us. So it created there was a little bit of a choppiness to the game, just in terms of finding the advantage. Unfortunately, as a coach, you don't always know what coverage they're going to be in. We had some success in 77, and then they changed the coverage. We went away from that, and then, frankly, we were targeting Zion, but he played. I've seen him do it before, and he had a tremendous defensive game, and I think that led to us getting stalled out a little bit when they were in that switching group, which gave us some trouble. But again, the plays that you just got to make to win. You referenced a number of like the hand activity plays, the physicality plays, loose balls. Smart hitting that big 3. I thought the play as we were kind of getting back into the game, down 8, where we got a good look from Luke in the corner in transition. Jackson and Smart both crashed. We end up with the ball. AR gets the 3. Like those were the type of plays we had to make to win tonight, and then felt good. Down the stretch, just kind of they didn't have any size at the rim, and we posted Luka. He scored in the post. He got fouled in the post. Then he makes the huge 3 and just kind of closed the game out for us.
Y'all had 10 turnovers in the third quarter. What caused that chaos in that quarter, and how did you like fixing it in the fourth quarter when I don't think y'all had a single turnover until the last possession?
Yeah. Typically with our turnovers, it's like a multitude. They typically come in waves, and so it's errant passes, and it's not making the simple pass. It's and felt like the case tonight in that thord quarter.
You told us, I don't know, that long ago that you're like kind of our end game situation is going to be 3 guys, and the other 2 guys could kind of change depending on circumstances. Marcus has found himself in that group as one of the other two guys on many occasions. Tonight hit maybe the ceiling 3. What's he done over the course of these 60 games to warrant that trust to be one of those guys?
Yeah. When you guys like to talk about roles, guys' roles, and like dividing players amongst roles. Like a star player, their role is to be the star, and their role is to whatever way they star is to be a star. Smart, I think, has starred in his role for what we need from him consistently throughout the year. He's, I think, played great basketball for the last 5-6 weeks, and that starts at the defensive end. I mean, he's been tremendous for us defensively. And look, there were a couple points there where you kind of felt the energy of the group starting to wane, and he makes a big defensive play, gets a steal, we go out in transition, we score. They call timeout. He gave us life tonight.
Let's get you to the highlights. Lakers facing the Pelicans for the 4th and final time this season. Lakers looking to extend their win streak to 3. First quarter right off the tip. It's Luka, and he gets the 3-ball to fall.
Doing his little dance, getting that step back.
It's always a good sign.
Yep.
Luka drives, gonna bang knees with Zion. No foul was called. Luka hobbling a bit, but he would continue to play, but ugly at first, big game.
Yeah, I was a little bit concerned when he pulled up and grabbed his knee, and he wasn't moving very well. I thought he might not be able to recover, but he did. Thank goodness. Cross-court pass. Marcus Smart once again finding LeBron for one of his threes, Gator.
DeJounte Murray, in just his 4th game back this season, he hits a 3-ball. Pelicans take the lead. Then off a Laker turnover, Danny, and this is part of a 10-0 New Orleans run and a timeout by the Lakers. It's Trey Murphy III with a high-flying dunk.
Yeah, he can do that, but this is what kind of shot them in the foot, the turnovers, early in the game and later in the game.
There's another one, Danny. Herb Jones. Zion. High.
Way upstairs.
20-14.
Someone's attic.
Lakers looking to answer, big game, and it's Luka splitting. Feels the contact, hits the shot, 3-point play.
Yeah, he caught 2 hands reaching, split the defenders, and got the potential and 1.
Backdoor. Murphy. He had 11 in the first. He also had 3 fouls. What a play by Jackson Hayes and Jake LaRavia. Shot fake, relocate, Danny.
Yep. Fly-by reload. One of my go-tos.
Doncic.
Good pass.
Yeah.
Find the shooter.
Luke Kennard 2 for 3 from 3. Big game. It's a steal. And this is how you run a fast break. Jump stop.
Smart.
Yeah, good decision by Jake. He kept his poise in the paint, found LeBron, but then again, a costly turnover. New Orleans out for uncontested layup, Dieter.
They are up 2 after 1, up 4 here. A little backdoor, what a pass.
Great pass. I feel like Marcus Smart had more assists than they gave him credit for tonight.
Ooh, they got him at 7, huh?
Yeah, he was finding guys all night.
Big game. This is a wild sequence. And 1 for LeBron.
Yeah, Marcus had too many options. He had options left, right, then he tried to get LeBron with a little lob. LeBron slips, recovers, gets it back. 2-hand slam and smacks the backboard as well.
More from the King.
They go Smart with the strip.
LeBron is on one right now. 16 points already for the King.
Is he still leading the league in transition points?
Gotta be, right? Here he is again, Danny. But this time,
gives it up to DeAndre Ayton.
I want to get the big fella an easy one.
Yeah, okay, he needed it. He lost the ball a couple times prior to this possession where he's having some bad, loose ball hand plays, and he needed an easy deuce.
11-0 run. LeBron had 9 of them and an assist. Luka now gets in on the action, gets back in the game, says, I want to have some fun. They're up 10. But then it's a Pelicans 7-0 run, and it's a 3-point game.
That was an unbelievable acrobatic play right there.
Big game. Here's Ayton making a great play.
Yeah, getting that 50-50 ball. Get it back over to Luka for a layup.
Mid-range.
54-51 at the half. Third
Decent
quarter we go. It's an old school pick and roll right there.
Yeah. Zion's very explosive. He can jump north, south, east, west, get to that rim however he needs to.
Quick release by Marcus Smart. Rattles it home. Danny, you're going to see Luka. Perfect one-handed shuffle pass up in the air for the feast.
On time, on target. Feed the big man.
Murphy, your average is 38 against the Lakers with only 21 tonight, only.
That's a high rainbow shot.
3 fouls, might have.
Big game, I thought this was a huge play. Marcus Smart to steal. Bad defense by the Pels. You know that's going back to LeBron for the hammer.
Active hands. That's why I say he was the player of the game. Good steal and a nice, easy pass back over to LeBron for the dunk.
You know who's having a good year, Danny? Sadiq Bey.
Sadiq Bey. He's been balling. Very solid player. Plays his role well.
10 turnovers for the Lakers, by the way, guys, in this third quarter alone.
And New Orleans capitalized.
And it's a one-point game. There's another one big game.
Watch this careless passing right there. Kind of a lazy flip pass with active defensive hands. They can be stolen. And New Orleans did a good job of getting deflections and getting out and finishing the break. But then Zion on the turnover, and now the Lakers out and running. Austin Reeves with the sweet left, Dieter.
First deuce of the night. First bucket, right? It's another turnover.
Another turnover.
And Trey Murphy bringing out the ceiling fan.
Oof. Oh, that's nice.
There's just a lid on the basket for a second.
By the way, James, you were yelling no, and then we said yes.
Yeah, good night.
He took the lid off.
DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. What a putback.
Lakers are down by 2 going into the fourth, Danny. Let's work the glass.
Great interior passing. A little bounce pass, so a bounce pass.
Tie game. Catch and shoot 3 here. Murray.
Pretty
Pels
good rhythm.
regain the lead. Ayton in the post.
There you go. Feed the big fella.
Get.
Pretty efficient when he gets in the paint just about every time, Gator. He'll get a high percentage shot or a nice pass out for an uncontested. Zion, just pure strength as he absorbs the foul and finishes off the glass.
Good to see him healthy. He's 24.
Yes, sir.
But
Okay,
that's what he
Danny.
does.
Okay, Danny.
No dribbles, just rise and levitate.
Want to get Austin Reeves going?
There you go. Got the seal off.
Lakers down 3.
Extra possessions.
Another 3. Lakers up 2. They're on a 10-0 run.
All it takes is one.
Does
Get
it
him
at the right time.
Big game. You want a 12-0 run? Here it is.
Yeah, Luka just splits the defense. If you're going to double him, make sure he doesn't split it.
Bully ball. Just defensively, it was great down the stretch on Zion.
Austin hit his hand. Scary moment.
Funny bone.
Hit that little nerve up to the elbow, bet you.
Marcus Smart again. And then the pass. And it's a 14-0 run, up 6 over the last 4 minutes. Zion, 4th and 1, goes right up the middle, gets the short yardage, crushes Jackson Hayes. No call, down 2. Pels down 2. Marcus Smart.
Big shot.
Got it. One of the biggest shots of the game right there,
Yeah.
James.
Good execution, too, by Luka to draw the defense in. Patient, smart, outside the 3. Knocks it down.
You want a dagger? Put it in the hands of the Don. Luka.
String music.
Bang, bang.
Are you entertained?
Nothing but the bottom.
Lakers go to 37-24, 13 games over 500. They're a half game behind Denver, who they play coming up on Thursday night. All 5 Lakers starters in double figures. Luka with 27, LeBron 21, AR 15. You see the points off turnovers for the Lakers, 29 and 28 fast break points. So if the three's not falling, by the way, they did hit 4 threes in the fourth. Find another way to get it done, and they do.
He got it.
Danny, you like buckets?
I do.
Yeah, LeBron needed 11 coming into tonight to pass Kareem on the all-time field goals made list. He had 8.
Just short.
He's just short. 15,835. So on Thursday night,
you know what's happening.
He'll be passing.
Kareem.
Captain, my captain.
Captain, my captain. Enjoy it for one more day, my friend. About to leave.
The king is coming. Pretty cool. LeBron James with Allie Clifton in the media.
We're on the 24-7 run to close out the fourth there for you guys. What'd you like on both ends of the floor?
No, we got stops. They mixed up the defenses a lot, so, kind of confused us a little bit offensively, but we made some plays. We turned a lot of those stops into fast break opportunities. Helped us seal the game.
What's it like playing next to a teammate like Marcus Smart when he has nights like tonight, as JJ mentioned, just starring in his role?
It's just a winning player. He's always have been. Ever since I started watching him at Oklahoma State, all the way to being a pro. So he's always making winning plays.
You guys had 7 blocks in the fourth quarter. It's the most for a Lakers team since 2009 in the fourth quarter of a game. We start off the first couple months this season talking about needing the defense to be 5 guys on this team. Have you guys made strides in that department?
Oh, have we?
I mean, I think
so.
Team defense.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we've made some strides defensively. I think we didn't play much at all zone tonight. We started the game off with it. We kind of went away from him. So I thought our man-to-man defense was pretty good. I thought Jackson and Marcus was great on that end, and then everybody else kind of trickled in as well.
What do you look at when you analyze what lineup combinations work? Is it games? Is it minutes? Or is you just leave numbers out of it and you just go by feel for it?
No, if I'm on the court, I just play with whoever's on the floor with us. I don't analyze, lineups, things of that nature. It's my job to, no matter who I'm on the floor with, to try to make happen, make plays. So it's always been the case.
What was the biggest thing you think sparked you guys on that 14-0 run after you guys went down 8 midway through the fourth when JJ took that time out?
We got stops. We defended at a high level. Like you said, we had 7 blocks in the fourth, we said. So, it's big time for us, and we was able to get out and get some early transition points as well.
The record is what it is, but there's a lot of athletes on the court tonight, a lot of physicality on the court tonight, and you guys haven't always performed well against teams that have that. Do you take anything out of the fact that you guys were able to meet their physicality with physicality, that you guys were able to compete with them athletically for pretty consistently?
Well, we knew we wasn't playing against their record tonight. It's the first time they've been whole in quite a while, and we know when they've been whole what type of team they've been. So we came in with that mindset, understanding the type of team that we was playing. I think they won their last 4 out of 5 before tonight or something like that. But we didn't come in with the notion that we were playing against their record. We came in with the notion that we were playing a very athletic, team that's been playing exceptional basketball lately.
What a game for LeBron. Big game, efficient, 8 of 12. Had the 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, couple of blocks. But also just the way he came out with that energy set the tone. In that second quarter, that 11-0 run, that was big, by the way. 9 points and an assist during that run. Took over the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been in just about every scenario we can think about as far as basketball, regular season, whether it's playoff. And I think LeBron, Lakers didn't do anything, over trade. They didn't make any moves. Got Kennard, but they didn't make any, big moves. So LeBron realizes this is what we have. This is who we are. And he's just going to play his game and try to be effective and lead until they get to a point where they're in the playoffs, and then that's when he really steps up. I think he believes this team is dangerous, and I believe they can improve, and I think he's just playing accordingly until they get to that place that they can make some noise.
After missing the first 14 games and then a slow start to the season as he was ramping his way back up after not having his usual preseason and off-season, that might be bode well for now.
Yeah, I mean,
it feels like he's picking up momentum.
For sure. I mean, I didn't see that coming. You know, usually you get to 41, you start going.
You go on the downside.
Yeah, no, he's in superhero form. Just started getting warm and then finally got in his rhythm. He started playing really well. And, you know, he's looking great. Like, again, he looks like he can play a couple more years after this. Still dunking the ball, getting out transition, leading the league in transition points, or in the top 3 at least, which you don't see from most 40-year-olds. But he's doing it at a high level, and that's why he's so effective and why he's so efficient, because he's able to get the easy baskets. He knows how to – he does the little things. He's not afraid to get out and to run the floor and be off the ball some.
Big game, you know how you always talk about taking care of business? Those last 2 games, not playing guys in the fourth quarter, helps on a night like tonight.
Load management, if you want to get it, that's how you get it. It's old school. So I like anytime they can rest guys in the fourth.
All right, guys, Austin Reeves recovered from a rough start. Austin Reeves with Allie Clifton in the media.
Austin, can you first walk us through the arm, the hand, kind of what happened there in that moment and how you were able to get through it?
I think I just hit my funny bone. So whole hand went numb. Called timeout, kind of went away. Wanted to play.
24-7 run to close out the game, both ends of the floor. What was that a result of for you guys?
Playing the right way, made shots, got stops, and executed on both ends.
What did you guys get from Jax and from Marcus? How does they help you guys?
I mean, they're a big part of what we do. What they bring to the table, the skill sets that, like I said, they bring in things that we need. And, you know, when they play good, we tend to play good as a team. And the energy is contagious, and everybody kind of rolls with it.
What do you feel like is, minutes-wise, a good sample size for how you kind of start assessing like what works in a lineup over the course of the season, both individually and when we talk about those 3-man, 5-man lineup combos?
Oh, that's not for me to tell. The coaches will do all that, and we'll just, whatever they put on the court, we'll play.
Even though they have I think they won 19 games, but they play hard.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in knowing that you guys know this would not be an easy game because of the way they play and the talent that they have.
Yeah, I mean, Zion, when he's healthy, he's a all-star. You know, they got a bunch of guys that can play, so they're scrappy. They defend. I believe they got what it takes to make a good team. They just got to be healthy. That's just been their Achilles heel for the last 2 years. I believe they haven't been able to stay healthy. So I think that they got a lot of really good pieces.
Obviously, Zion's not just a one-on-one coverage. From an overall team defensive concept, what's required on a guy like him?
Don't be scared to get out of the way.
You did that in the first half.
1,000,000%. Dude, I was terrified. Yeah, there was no way in hell I was taking the charge. He was running too fast, so that's not a bad word. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, but once again, I was terrified, so I just kind of slid out the way and let him have a layup.
We always laugh at that when people get out of the way of LeBron James, but it's a business decision, right, Big Gabe? I mean, Zion's coming down. Just let it go, buddy.
Yeah, I think I might want to take one from LeBron before I take one from Zion.
Yeah,
Zion's he's a real bull.
What are you breaking down tonight with the Access 360?
Oh, LeBron James.
Okay, you going to the wall?
LeBron James. Yeah, we are going to the wall. Why not?
Do it. Good job,
LeBron James put on a little clinic tonight. He was only a few field goals short, but he was efficient. Missed no twos tonight. As you can see, kept it simple. They swing. Marcus Smart reads the play, sees the defense, tilt, swings over to LeBron, catch and shoot. They close out short because they don't expect LeBron to catch and shoot like that. Corner 3, wide open. Luka sets the rip screen. Bad communication on a switch to Deke Bay. Marcus Smart reads that, throws it over the top. Easy lob, 2-hand jam. 41, still be able to do it and get up. Transition is what he does best. Slow start, comes in, tries to freeze the defense, shows 3-ball DeAndre Jordan, kind of gets into his body, gets a foul, and one. I don't know if he made the free throw or not, but easy 3-point play. And right here, this is what he's best at. Get out running, leading the league in transition points. Look out below, 41 years old. I'm still getting my head by the rim, throwing it down, taking out the screws of the rim. Might take the rim with me home one of these days. But yeah, LeBron James, efficient, 7 for 7 from 2. Had a great night, even though he was only 3 field goals short of getting Kareem's record. He'll get a next game.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Great breakdown right there. Luka Doncic led the way with 27